Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss next topic of our second chapter. The topic is Tyndall effect and separation of dye from the ink. Okay. Now Tyndall effect is related with colloidal soles and suspensions. Okay. So now since we are going to discuss colloidal sole in this particular topic, in this particular session, so here we have to talk about Tyndall effect also. Okay, now see, what is a colloidal solution? The particles of a colloid are uniformly spread throughout the solution. Just like this is example of colloid. Milk is an example of colloid. Particles of colloid are uniformly spread throughout the solution, and particle size is 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. Just like you did in case of solutions, particle size is less than 1 nanometer. In this case, in colloidal sole, it is between solution and suspension. Suspensions are having particle size greater than 100 nanometer. Okay. Now, due to the relatively smaller size of particles as compared to that of a suspension, the mixture appears to be homogeneous. Now see, just like if you see glass of milk, then you can feel that it is homogeneous, but it appears to be homogeneous, but actually it is heterogeneous. Okay, so it means that whatever will be the density of liquid here, same density will not be at this place. Why? Because the particles of this solution are of the size 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer, and because of gravitational pull, these particles are pulled towards the center of earth. So what happens, this portion becomes more denser and this portion becomes less denser. Now this difference is not too much, but there is difference. We cannot observe in a common way, but it is still there. So what we have used the word appears to be homogeneous, but it is actually heterogeneous mixture. Okay. Now, what are the two phases which are involved in colloidal solution? The two phases involved are dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Just like in case of solution, we did solute and solvent. Here we are saying it is dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Okay. Now let us discuss these two phases. First of all, dispersed phase. Now dispersed phase is just like solute. Solute in case of solution is present in less amount and is distributed throughout the sample. So similarly, dispersed phase is present in less amount and is distributed throughout the dispersion medium. Okay. Now what is dispersion medium? Dispersion medium is just like solvent. Okay. Solvent in a solution is in more amount and is the thing in which a particular solute is distributed. Similarly, dispersion medium is present in more amount in which dispersed phase is distributed. Okay, so we can compare these two with solute and solvent. Okay, now here so many examples we have given, colloidal solution examples. This is milk, this is foam. See, this is foam. Okay, it is also a type of colloidal sole. This is fog. These are detergents. Here aerogel. Okay, blood is also the one of the colloidal sole. Our paints, they are also colloidal sole. Cosmetics which we use, they are also colloidal sole. Okay. Now let us discuss the properties of a colloid. So what are the different properties of colloid? First property, colloid is a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, it is a heterogeneous mixture. Second, the size of particles is too small to be individually seen by the naked eyes. though we are saying that particle size is from 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer, so there is we cannot see this easily because that size is not too much which can be seen by naked eye. Okay, now third property, collides are big enough to scatter a beam of light passing through it. This is what we call Tyndall effect. Okay, Tyndall effect is that when light passes through a particular substance which is either collide or suspension, then we can see its path from where it is going. Okay, now next property, they do not settle down when left undisturbed. It means that collide quite stable. When collide is formed, then it will not undergo any change until we do some process. It will remain as we have prepared. Okay, now next property, they cannot be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration. In case of suspension, we can separate the mixture, okay, by simple process filtration, but collides cannot be separated. Okay, then one more technique is there which is called centrifugation. This we are going to study in the separation of substances. Okay, in the next session we are going to discuss about centrifugation process. Okay, so centrifugation is the process which is required for conversion of collide into its components. Okay, now let us discuss what is Tyndall effect. Now what is Tyndall effect? It is the phenomena of scattering of light by the colloidal soul particles when light passes through it. Okay, now scattering of light, what do we mean by scattering of light? The meaning of scattering of light is that uh, we can see the path. Okay, now Tyndall effect can also be observed when a fine beam of light enters a room through a small hole. Sometimes you might have seen that if there is a room in which in the roof there is a small hole and sunlight is coming from that hole, then we can see the dust particles in that particular line from where that light is moving, and we can clearly see the path of light. So that is known as Tyndall effect. Okay, this is very simple example where we can observe the Tyndall effect. Okay, now it can also be observed when there is when we are in the forest and there is mist around, then when sunlight passes through that mist, then its path can also be seen. So there also it is Tyndall effect. Now see, here you can see, okay, now see, you can see these two pictures. First picture is showing the process of Tyndall effect. Okay, now see what we have taken. In this we have taken a source of light. See, this is torch, it is the source of light, and in this we have taken copper sulfate solution. Okay, and here we have taken mixture of water and milk. So what we have taken actually, here we have taken solution and here we have taken colloidal soul. Okay, now when we see that light is coming from this side, so in this solution we cannot observe from where the light is going. Light is moving but we cannot see its path. Okay, but when it moves through colloidal soul, then we can clearly see its way. We can clearly see the path through which it is moving. Okay, so this thing where we can see the path of light through a solution, that is called scattering of light. This thing is scattering of light. Okay, here there is no scattering of light, so this scattering of light is known as Tyndall effect. Okay, now see, here also you can see this is a dense forest, and in this dense forest we can see sunlight coming from this way. We can see the light from where sunlight is coming. Okay, now here in this case, what is responsible for scattering of light? The particles of dispersed phase are responsible for scattering of light, and in this case there is presence of small water droplets in the air. Okay, so that is responsible for this particular phenomena. Now here are some examples which are in our daily routine. We can see these things in our daily life, we can see these things. So they are all the examples of collide. Okay, now see, just like if we talk about milk. Okay, now see, these all are different names, different types of colloidal sols. Okay, now if we take milk, then dispersed phase is also in liquid state, dispersion medium is also in liquid state. Okay, and so this is a type of colloid. If we take let us take butter. Okay, now butter, it is also a type of colloidal sol, and in this liquid is dispersed phase and dispersion medium is solid. Okay, so this is the way how we can remember all different examples of colloidal sol, and these are of our daily use. Now let us come to very important topic. How can we separate the components of a mixture? Now we are using the word mixture. That substance may be solution, may be colloidal sol, or maybe suspension. It depends on what we are taking in a particular example. Now here what we are going to take, we are going to take the blue or red ink. Okay, from that blue or red ink we have to take out that component which is responsible for the color. That component which is responsible for the color is called dye. Okay, so in this activity we have a solution. Okay, now here in this blue or black ink there is water. Water is solvent and that dye is solute. Okay, now water has the property to form vapors. Okay, so those substances which have the tendency to form vapors are known as volatile. So water is a volatile substance. Water is a volatile substance. So what do we mean by volatile? Those uh, substances which can convert them into vapors, they are known as volatile substances. So with the help of one activity we can separate this. So how we will go ahead, we will take a beaker and we will fill it with water. We will fill it half with water. Then we will put a watch glass on the beaker. Then that ink which is for which we have to separate the dye, that we will put on the watch glass. Then we will start heating the beaker. Okay, now directly we will not heat the ink, that will not give a very proper evaporation of the solvent. So indirectly we are going to heat. By indirect heating, evaporation will occur in the volatile component of the ink. Okay, now we will continue heating, because as the evaporation goes on and when we are able to see that there is something which sticks to the watch glass, then it means all of the volatile component has gone into vapors. So that time we will observe the whole experiment, and then what will be our findings. Okay, now what will be our findings? We will find that ink is a mixture of dye in water. So dye is solute and water is solvent. Okay, and now we can separate the volatile component from non-volatile solute by the method of evaporation. So this method which we have used is called evaporation. Okay, so see, we took it half filled, then we started boiling it, then vapors were formed from the volatile component present in the ink. Okay, this is called watch glass. Okay, now this is the process of evaporation. So what is to be learned, that if we want to separate dye from ink, then the process used is called evaporation. Okay, now whatever we have studied, on the basis of that you have to solve these home assignments. Okay, thank you.